Hi guys, in today's lesson, we're going to keep looking at worked examples on circular motion. So right here, we're looking at worked example 2. So what do we have? An object of mass 5 kg moves around a circle of radius 6 meters. If the period of the motion is pi second, calculate the force towards the center. Now, this question was given to some NECO students in the year 2004. Now, don't forget, there's no way you can solve, most of those questions if you don't understand the formulas to use. So probably I'll advise you go look at the previous lesson for you to know, for you to be able to understand what we're about to take. So what do we do first? The first thing I'm going to do is to take out the parameters. Now we have an object with this mass 5 kg. That's what we have. Now moves around a circle of radius. There's a radius here, 6 meters. Now if the period is pi in seconds, don't forget that pi is 3.142, but we're going to leave pi this way, just this format. So we asked to calculate the force. Now the force that moves any kind of body towards the center of the circle is known as centripetal force. That's the force we're talking about. So what's that, force, the centripetal force? That's what we are looking for. So what's the formula for centripetal force? Don't forget centripetal force in our previous lesson, or angular force, is equals to mass times angular acceleration or centripetal acceleration. Now centripetal acceleration is, don't forget, v squared over r. We can get other formulas for this. No, we have other formulas, for centripetal acceleration. So, but this is the most basic formula, for centripetal acceleration. So what do we have right here? We have the mass. Yes, we have the radius. Yes, we have the radius. And here we have a period. We don't have a velocity. Now this is where the whole thing becomes tricky. But it's not really as tricky. But let's see, what are we going to do? We have the radius right here. We have the mass. So we need we need to get the velocity. So how do we get the velocity when we have the period? Don't forget the formula. Don't forget what kind of velocity. Is this a linear velocity or tangential velocity? So how do we link or how do we bridge this linear velocity with period? Now don't forget the linear velocity is equals to angular velocity times radius. That's what the linear velocity is. So what is angular velocity? Angular velocity is 2 times pi divided by period. Don't forget this formula also was derived in our previous lesson. Angular velocity is 2 pi divided by period. So if angular velocity is 2 pi divided by period, it simply means the angular velocity, you're just going to make this sort of formula, is equals to 2 pi divided, the period is equal to 2 pi divided by angular velocity. That is what the period is. So we're going to put it in here. So that means the linear velocity is equals to, what do we have? We have this already. We have 2 pi over t. Okay, let's just do that first. 2 pi over period times radius. Don't forget, what are we looking for? We are looking for velocity. The centripetal force or the angular force is mass times centripetal acceleration. So, and don't forget, this is velocity squared over r. So we're trying to get the velocity. So what do we have? We have a v equals to 2 pi radius over period. So if the velocity is 2 pi radius over period, so what it means is, I think we have what we are looking for already. Just going to fix it in here. So what do we have? The centripetal force then. Centripetal force will be mass times velocity squared. Velocity squared is 2 pi radius over period. You know what it is. So you can quickly solve for that here. Let's get the velocity first. What's the velocity? 2 pi. What's the radius? The radius is 6 over period. What's the period? Period is also pi in seconds. So pi takes out pi. 2 times 6 is 12. So the velocity is 12 meters per second. So if velocity is 12 meters per second, what do we have? Just going to fix it in here. Mass times angular, acceleration, which is velocity squared over r. So velocity is 12. What do we have? What's the mass? The mass is 5. The mass is 5. Times velocity 12 raised to power 2 divided by the radius. What's the radius? The radius is 6. That's the radius 6 meters. So what do we have? We have 5 times 12 times 12 divided by 6. So 6 here 1, 6 here 2. 5 times 2, 10. 10 times 2 is 120 Newton. So that is the force that moves this very body towards the center of the circle. So the question is very simple or quite tricky. You just need to have understand how to link up formulas. So that's everything for this very lesson. If you found the lesson resourceful, please subscribe to the very channel at Edge Mosaic and also follow me at Revelation of on Facebook. And please share this also, share this lesson also with others. See you in the next lesson. Thanks.